Hi, I'm Tim Tuller, Canon for Music at St. John's Cathedral. I'm going to say a couple words about the music for this Sunday, January 7th. This Sunday, we'll be celebrating Epiphany. And while Epiphany, the proper, falls on January 6th, we usually celebrate it in church on the Sunday that falls closest to that date. This year it's the 7th. And so most of our music and our hymns are going to be centered around the wise men, the Magi. Our gospel hymn will actually be a little bit unusual this Sunday. We're going to have three soloists from the choir singing the parts of the kings on the hymn, We Three Kings. And so the congregation will be singing the refrain, and our soloists will be actually singing the parts of the kings themselves. So that's always fun. The offertory anthem this Sunday is entitled Epiphany Carol. And it's a very interesting contemporary composition written by the English composer Alexander Lestrange. This is not a composer I was familiar with until a choir member this fall introduced me to this piece and this composer. He's really quite wonderful. He's about a year older than I am, and he's married to a woman who's also a prominent English composer, Joanna Forbes Lestrange. And this particular piece was written in 2013 for a Christmas carol contest that was put on by St. Paul's Cathedral in London, no less. And as I understand it, the piece was a runner-up. I have no idea. It should have been the winner, as far as I'm concerned. It's an absolutely gorgeous piece. And the words were actually written by Joanna Forbes, the wife of Alexander, who wrote the music. So it was a husband and wife team that created this piece. Gorgeous music, and you can really tell that Alexander Lestrange really is thoroughly schooled in 20th century English choral music. You can hear a lot of composers like Herbert Howells, Gerald Finzi, people like that, all throughout this piece. You can hear little echoes of different composers all throughout the piece. It's a cappella, which means it's sung entirely by the choir alone with no organ accompaniment. And it really is just an unusually gorgeous gem. Our introit, following the same theme of Epiphany, is one of my very favorites. It's entitled Saw You Never in the Twilight, and it's by the composer Harold Friedel, who was an American composer, spent a lot of his time at St. Bartholomew's in New York in the mid-20th century, and that's where he's most closely associated. And while he wrote a lot of big company pieces for choir and organ, I think this is one of his most perfect little gems, and it's a cappella, short little 4-part introit, and it's based on words by Cecil Francis Alexander. And the poetry and music combined to just make one of the most memorable of all the introits I think we do all year. My only regret is that we can only really do it during Epiphany because it's very occasion specific, but it's a gorgeous piece, and I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you like the music this Sunday.